at Lenihan Boxing Social in association with Empire Fight Store, Forged Irish Stout. Billy Nelson, Billy, thank you for joining us. How's things, mate?
Oh, good, mate. No good. Bit tired.
All right. Look, exciting night of boxing last night. From top to bottom, forgetting Frank Warren completely whitewashed Eddie Hearn. Forgetting the actual one-sided nature of the scoreboards, they were terrific fights, a lot of them, and even in defeat, a lot of these fighters, this is what we want to see at that level. Your likes of an Amo Williams, great fighters, Hamza Sheeraz, Ray Ford against Nick Ball, great fights, and obviously at the top end, Zhilei Zhang with a destructive knockout against Deontay Wilder. Dubois as well, put another victory together. Start at the top. You think this is the end now for Wilder?
100%.
Yeah.
I thought the last fight against Joe, where he was very, very poor, I thought it might have been due to inactivity, but it's clear as day there's nothing left there.
Yeah, we were talking there, just picking it back up about Fury. Did we think that his victories over Wilder, then back and forth, they had them classics, did it take it out of him? But you wholeheartedly believe that the damage was done in them fights, and that's it now, he's gone.
Well, very much so. Very much so, aye. Because, I mean, even Zhang last night looked slow and, wondersome. But he didn't have to be anything special to catch up with Wilder. He was just boxing on the back foot, just try to tee him up.
Aye.
And we need to remember, Zhang's a silver medalist in the Olympic Games. He's not going to get teed up by anybody, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I think people forget that when they see Big Mac fight, that he has actually got, like, it comes from decent amateur pedigree. I
think you're better than decent if you win a silver medal at Olympics.
No, yeah, I'm probably underplaying that a little bit, but I think it sometimes goes amiss. I mean, everyone always says for sort of the first 4 or 5 rounds, he's a very good fighter, and we tend to see him slow down the gas tank back end. But
of course, when he's 41, his gas tank will go. But if you've got somebody the same size, that he's very much in the Joe Joyce mold. Apart from he's better than Joe Joyce. Obviously, he's better than Joe Joyce with the results he had. But if you're a big, fast, strong guy, that will give you Zhang problems.
100%. The one that sort of, I don't want to say surprised people. I think there was maybe question marks over at the start. The Hrgovic Dubois fight. What do you make of Daniel's performance? That was very good.
Well, I think Hrgovic's arse collapsed when he get cut over the right eye.
Yeah,
he came out went for Christie on speed, didn't he? Out the traps. He couldn't miss Daniel.
Yeah,
and that's what a top class fighter will do against Daniel. And then he get a cut, put a seed of doubt in his head. Then the clash on the left eye, which was a bad cut. Don't get me wrong. And he just down tools. He kind of half down tools. He didn't want to be involved anymore.
What a sort of...
Never a good thing. Do you think he'll retire now? He did say he'd retire. Do you think he will?
It's hard because I just think, for me, if I were him, I'd carry on, because I don't think you want your lasting impression to be the last fight. But I suppose it's everyone says stuff in a build-up. We've seen it before, where if I don't beat him, I should never be boxing again. And you see him out 6 months later. I'm not sure, but you don't know what sort of the last couple of performances have done to him. It was sort of a nothing victory over the guy on the Matt Mori. I mean, I think David A beat him 6 years prior on when his comeback. And then the fight against Zhang, he was going through a lot. I remember, I think he lost his dad around that time. So we never really knew what was coming, I don't think, yesterday. And everyone was quite convinced, who I was speaking to, that he was going to, stop Dubois, and Dubois', heart would be questioned.
I thought he'd stop Daniel with ease.
Did he surprise you, Daniel? Did he surprise you, like, the last couple of performances? He's turned a little bit of a corner, hasn't he?
I don't think so. It's the same Daniel Dubois that I remember Martin smashing the granny out of. And he is. He's the same Daniel. It's the same Daniel.
Yeah.
So he's maybe got a bit stronger now. He has improved a bit. But Martin Bacoli's improved bundles since the last sparred.
Yeah.
Bundles. More than Daniel.
Well, hopefully Martin gets an opportunity at one of these guys. There's that many of them floating around, like you said, we discussed the other day, but
I've had phone calls during the night. From
positive.
Very. So hopefully something will come of that.
Aye, fingers crossed. Dubois Joshua now, I believe, for Wembley.
Mm-hmm.
Do you fancy Daniel in that? Do you fancy AJ? I know we spoke to
AJ will do what a top fighter should do to Daniel.
Yeah.
No disrespect to Daniel, but
no.
You know how easy was it to hit in the first 2 rounds? Now,
Yeah.
Do you honestly think that a top fighter like Fury, like a big guy like Martin Bacoli or AJ would have probably had him out in those first 2 rounds?
I think I always
all Hrgovic done was 1-2, 1-2, nothing, no body shots, no left hooks after right hand. Did he think he's just going to come and win with 1-2s the whole night?
I think I always give the big benefit when we talk about these fights, the sort of the benefit, just because I think like one shot and it's all done. But look, it's a big fight. It'll happen in obviously at Wembley on another big card. What do you think of Nick Ball's performance? Got his world title.
Brilliant performance, and a brilliant performance for his opponent as well. So it's a cracking fight.
What a fight!
Cracking fight. I had Nick winning it by 1 or 2 rounds.
Yeah, they're the fights we want to see though. Like 2 high-level operators. If you take a defeat, especially in a fight of that sort of magnitude, dust yourself off, come back again. That's the good thing about boxing at the minute, isn't it? We're getting to see these fights that are that high standard where it's a round or 2 in it. Well,
there you go. The wee guy, he's 5'2". He's 5'2", and he got hit with that left uppercut, and then he got hit with a left hook that probably broke his nose.
Yeah.
And he just bit in the gum shield and got on with it. See, if Hrgovic had the same minerals in him, he might have won last night, but he's not.
What did you make of Hamza Sheeraz? Good
very.
Is he
very good?
Good, isn't it?
Very good performance. Very good. Because he got hit in the second. Was it the second round? He got hit with that straight level. That was a peach.
Yeah, second and third, and ammo can bang. Like he can do.
Really? Yeah. Clearly. Top performance. I thought that was a performance of the night. Boxing wise, from a boxing perspective.
He's on a
Nick Ball had to bite down in the gum shield. And by the way, another top performance, as you're going to go into it, is Willy Hutchinson.
100%.
I mean, Craig Richards came up to my gym and done some sparring one time, and I've got to say, Willy made him look like a novice at times.
Yeah, I think Willy had that sort of moments where everyone was talking about him. He took the defeat, and nobody was really sure, and he talked a lot in the build-up for this. So it was like he's got a lot to sort of live up to. But I thought he backed up everything he said in the build up to it, and he put on a stunning display really well against someone who.
The difference being, Willy was. I don't know if it was forced or advised to get down to super middleweight. Willy at 18 was too big for a super middleweight. He's always been, as a pro, a light heavy. Yeah. Potentially even going up to cruiserweight because he's got the height and he's got the frame for it. But super middleweight must have been torturous for him to get down to 12 stone.
Aye, I was going to say, like, he's a big boy, but he's going to move on to some big fights now. I think we've covered all the fights now. The forfeit. Have you seen the forfeit for Frank Smith? What he's got to do?
One lump or two, Frank.
Okay. I saw Eddie's video this morning. He's on the plane. He goes, "Just as you thought, it couldn't get any frigging worse." You've warranted.
Let's be honest. It's great. Listen, I put out a tweet this morning congratulating Frank Warren, Eddie Hearn, and His Excellency Turki Al Sheikh for putting on such a fantastic night of boxing, and hoped that it would be a regular occurrence. and I hope that is the case, because that was brilliant last night.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, I had the first 3 winners. I had the first 3 winners, and if I'm honest, I was more confident. Obviously, I thought they were 3 toughish fights. I was more confident with the 2 heavyweights, and both of them get fucking stopped. So it's low, isn't it?
Aye, it is. It's so refreshing to see these two working together, though. As in, I know it's happened now for the past however many months, but to see them sort of having that bit of camaraderie. Eddie know he's been absolutely smashed to pieces, and Warren giving him a bit of stick. I think it's good crack. Look, Billy, appreciate you jumping on, just giving us a little bit of a breakdown there. Hopefully we've got some Bacoli news after them calls you've had last night.
Hopefully.
And we will catch up in due course, mate. Thank you very much.
No, all the best.
Thank you. Bye bye.